Okay, I want you to imagine waking up tomorrow morning and the birds are completely silent. The sky right above you is glowing this eerie, unnatural red color. And suddenly, the ground beneath your feet just starts violently shaking.
And then, boom, a fireball literally brighter than the sun appears in the sky. We're talking within mere hours, entire forests are burning to the ground. Within days, the whole planet is just swallowed in total darkness. And within just a few years, 75% of all life on Earth is just gone, wiped out entirely. Now, this isn't some crazy science fiction movie. This actually happened 66 million years ago. It was the terrifying day the dinosaurs lost their world. Welcome to our latest explainer. Today, we're diving into the dramatic story behind the absolute greatest extinction and transition event in Earth's history, the fall of the dinosaur kingdom. We're going to explore how one single catastrophic moment completely reshaped the biological destiny of our planet and honestly paved the way for the world we live in today.
So, we all know the dinosaurs disappeared, right? But what actually killed off these giant rulers of Earth? For a long time, there was some genuine debate about this. Was it just a gradually changing climate? Was it massive volcanoes erupting over thousands of years? Or was it something way more sudden and, honestly, way more terrifying, arriving from deep space? To really understand the sheer shock of their downfall, we first kind of have to wrap our heads around the incredible scale of their reign. 160 million years. Let that sink in for a second. That is how long dinosaurs ruled this planet. They were the undisputed kings. You had gigantic predators like the T-Rex hunting across these vast landscapes, and massive plant eaters, some weighing as much as commercial airplanes, just roaming ancient forests. I mean, they survived shifting continents, crazy climate changes, you name it. The Earth was their kingdom, and their grip on it seemed pretty much unbreakable.
To really put that into perspective, think about this: 160 million years of unbroken dinosaur dominance versus our really brief 300,000 years of human existence. They dominated Earth for a period more than 500 times longer than humanity has even been around. It seemed absolutely impossible that anything could bring down such a permanent, incredibly successful biological dynasty.
But, well, hidden deep in the void of space, a deadly visitor was already on its way. Just picture a literal mountain, roughly 10 kilometers, so about 6 miles wide. A massive, jagged rock completely detached from anything, just hurtling blindly through the dark void directly toward an unsuspecting planet. It was basically a cosmic roll of the dice, and unfortunately, Earth was right in the crosshairs.
43,000 miles per hour. That is the raw, terrifying math of this asteroid's speed. To break that down, that's over 10 miles every single second. At that completely incomprehensible velocity, there was absolutely nothing on Earth that could stop it. No defense, no early warning system, just an unstoppable force racing toward a sudden, highly violent impact.
The asteroid slammed directly into what we now know as the Yucatan Peninsula down in Mexico, leaving behind the Chicxulub crater, a massive scar nearly 180 kilometers wide. The explosion? It was simply beyond human imagination. It instantly released more energy than billions of atomic bombs combined. Solid rock didn't just break apart, it literally melted within seconds. The ground itself just vaporized straight into the atmosphere.
The immediate aftermath was instant, and it was absolute. Trillions of tons of debris were blasted straight up into the sky, and then that molten rock rained back down across the planet, basically turning the sky into a shower of fire. Global forests ignited instantly. You had massive earthquakes ripping through the Earth's crust, and giant tsunamis, walls of water hundreds of feet tall, literally taller than skyscrapers, crashing into coastlines and erasing everything in their path. Nothing could have prepared life on Earth for this level of kinetic devastation.
But, and here's where it gets even crazier, as terrifying as that fiery impact was, the real nightmare was actually just beginning. You see, the explosion was just the catalyst. The true extinction event was the terrifying crucible of the global winter that followed. Imagine somehow surviving that horrific first day of fire, only to realize the worst is still to come.
It triggered this devastating domino effect. First, the atmospheric dust completely blocked out the sun, which put a hard stop on global photosynthesis. As plant life died off en masse, the massive herbivores starved, and that inevitably condemned the giant predators. It was an inescapable collapse of the entire food web. A world that had been so lush and vibrant for millions of years was suddenly plunged into a dark, freezing global winter that lasted for years.
For the giant dinosaurs, survival literally became impossible. Yet, amidst all of this, something really remarkable happened.
Right in the middle of this dying planet, through years of freezing darkness, not everything died. And this is exactly where our story shifts dramatically. It goes from a tale of absolute tragedy to this incredible underdog story of profound resilience and biological transition.
The difference between who lived and who died really just came down to biological flexibility. The giants, well, they required massive food supplies that simply didn't exist anymore, and they were completely exposed to the extreme surface temperatures. But the small survivors, they needed way less energy. A lot of them hid safely underground, insulated from the freezing cold and the raging fires above, and crucially, they weren't picky eaters. They scavenged whatever varied diets they could find. In this apocalyptic world, being small wasn't a weakness at all. It was the ultimate biological advantage.
So, small mammals, certain reptiles, and insects managed to endure. And surprisingly, some dinosaurs actually adapted and survived too. Today, scientists consider birds to be the direct, living descendants of the feathered dinosaurs that survived the Chicxulub impact. Think about what that means. The age of dinosaurs never truly ended, it just evolved. Every pigeon hopping on the sidewalk, every eagle soaring in the sky, they're all carrying a living piece of ancient dinosaur history. How wild is that?
With the massive rulers finally gone, the stage was totally cleared, and the biological rulebook was completely rewritten. This is the ultimate legacy of adaptation. Mammals absolutely seized this open new world, evolving really rapidly. Over millions of years, these species grew larger and became far more diverse. Eventually, primates appeared on the evolutionary tree, and from them, early humans finally took the stage.
It really brings us to a pretty profound realization. The entire course of Earth's history changed because of a single event lasting only moments. Really think about that for a second. If that asteroid had been just a tiny fraction of a degree off course and missed Earth entirely, T-Rex might still have descendants ruling the planet today. Humans might never have existed at all. The extinction of the giant dinosaurs wasn't just the end of their era, it was the essential beginning of ours. We are literally here because they are not. So the next time you look up at the sky, whether you spot a bird flying by or just see the stars shining at night, remember this. The universe can change life in an absolute instant. It holds the power to completely destroy, but also to pave the way for entirely new, incredible forms of existence. So what mysteries are still waiting to be discovered out there in the dark? Thank you so much for exploring this phenomenal story of transition with me in today's Explainer. I really hope this sparked your curiosity, and I absolutely can't wait to dive into our next topic with you. Keep learning and stay curious.